One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Now that's cool.
And third party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com, one of our favorite sponsors, is back.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out. Hey now, family, what's happening?
What's happening?
So if you're one of those folks that typically fast forwards through the commercials, I'm going to ask you a special favor this week and ask you not to do that because you need to hear this. All right?
Yeah, this is a new one.
Yeah, this is
a
a
good
new
one.
sponsor, guys.
So
Check that out, Aaron.
I know
This regards your health.
it does regard your health and my
it's
health.
amazing.
So our new sponsor, we are proud to have Sunset Lake CBD on board with the No Simple Road family and Osiris Media.
Sunset Lake.
Welcome to the family,
CBD.
Sunset Lake. So check this out, you guys. They are a farm that's located in Alberg, Vermont. It's like just outside of Burlington. And this farm was like originally producing milk for Ben & Jerry's ice cream, like back in 2018. And they decided to like diversify and start growing hemp for CBD. And they do stuff like collaborating with the University of Vermont to implement regenerative agricultural practices such as cover cropping, crop rotation, soil health, fertility for future generations, all kinds of cool stuff like that.
That's so important.
Check it. This is just the tip of the iceberg, man. So their hemp is 100% pesticide free, only uses organic fertilizers. And when you go to their website, you can see the test results, third-party test results on all their product. They advocate for ending the war on drugs and are donating 4.2%, get it, 420, of online sales in July and likely further to the Drug Policy Alliance in hopes of furthering police and prison reform as it relates to drugs. And they take care of the people that work for them. They pay their people a minimum wage of $15 an hour. And the company is owned by the people that work there, a majority of them. But
That's awesome.
All that's really cool, right?
Well, let's just pause for a moment because that is so important in this day and age. Vermont's farms has got it going on. That they're sustainable, they're pesticide free, they're doing
Lake is killing it.
And when you combine all those things that Aaron just said, you get a superior product.
Yeah.
And that's what we've all experienced from the wonderful care package that we got from Sunset Lake CBD. My personal favorite were the gummies.
You were laid back.
I didn't realize how much they were affecting me. I just thought, why am I so tired all the time? And I was I was knocked out. It was like literally bedtime for me. It was like cuckoo.
So I don't
in
know,
the best kind of a way.
Totally. I don't know about you guys out there, but I have had a love-hate relationship with cannabis. I love it, but I get paranoid. I get too stoned really easily. It's too much. I've tried all different kinds of CBD. It either did nothing or I had just horrific nightmares, which is a weird side effect that only I had. So they sent us a box of samples and I tried it. And I got to tell you, man, like, I want everybody to try this stuff because of what it did. It got me high, but not in my head. My body was totally relaxed. I even got the munchies. And it made me fall in love with cannabis again.
Yeah, you have.
CBD's not known to get you high.
No. Aaron has a different effect with CBD and stuff. And this, I mean, if you're a listener, you know, I'm in the cannabis industry here in Oregon, and I brought home lots of different CBD stuff. We've, gotten other CBD stuff.
And there's been
before.
good stuff we've come across.
There is something special about this. It hit me in a way different than most CBD up here. I don't know. You just like feel the intention that's put into it.
Yeah.
It's very, very relaxing.
And it's brought back the social aspect of smoking cannabis for me. Like, I was sitting outside rolling a cone with Apple, putting keef. They have pre-rolls, they have flour, they have gummies, they have tinctures for your dog, salve
and
with
the salve,
arnica.
that
CBD
salve
infused coffee.
We still haven't tried the coffee yet, but that salve, oh my gosh, it was amazing. It has been amazing. I've been using it on my back. I've been using it on my shoulder that's been injured. So I'm really digging their products because I just didn't feel really any effects. I took CBD mostly for
like a supplement, like a vitamin.
Exactly. And that's why I would partake. But now it has another effect where it's so relaxing and so many different kind of, like you said, your body, and just, it was amazing.
Yeah. So if you've
guys.
quit smoking because you get paranoid and weirded out, and I know a lot of us out there have that problem. I've spoke to a lot of you guys about it. Give this a try, man. It will change the game for you. It's Sunset Lake CBD. You can go to their website, sunsetlakecbd.com.
Yep.
Or you can follow them on Instagram at Sunset Lake Farm. And they're giving the No Simple Road family 15% off. So
that's rad.
Yeah, go to the website, and when you check out, put in the promo code NSR15, and you're going to get 15% off.
NSR15.
I know the commercial is long, you guys, and Listen, it's not bullshit. You need to try this stuff. It's magic. It's special. This is something real. And if you've had a love-hate relationship with cannabis, here's the healer. So check it out, you guys.
Yeah, you can trust this. There's a lot of companies out there, CBD. Everybody watches news.
Yeah,
or
you can get it at the gas station.
There's been a lot of hinky companies, and the fact that they post their test results is a huge thing. You can go and look at them and see the proof right there from the labs that this is legit stuff, and it contains what they say it contains and what it is.
Right on. All right, you guys. Sunset Lake CBD promo code is NSR15. Check it out. We love you. Have you ever listened to Fish?
Out of a fish?
That you got at Electric Fish Lights? Shit.
Electric Fish Lights is killing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, guys.
I just posted new designs like almost every day.
That sloth is my favorite with the little yoga hands. What the heck is that cute little...
If you don't know what we're talking about, Electric Fish Lights is a sponsor of No Simple Road.
Thank you, Electric Fish. Gosh, that's a tongue twister for me right now.
Go follow them on Instagram at Electric Fish Lights or go to electricfishlights.com. What they do is they use these little pieces of plastic. It's called IQ technology. It stands for interlocking quadrilaterals. And it's the system that's like 30 different interlocking pieces that can be configured into like 15 different shapes. And when you add more pieces, the shapes just become endless. And you tell them what you want them to design, and they build it for you. And all these lights are made from upcycled vinyl, like old milk jug plastic. They come with a 12-foot cord, a 12-year energy-efficient, safe-to-leave-on LED light bulb, and a hardware kit to hang the light. They're great for an easy up at a festival, your kid's room. I don't know. There's one on our porch. Patio. Yeah, they are safe to use outside.
Put it in the veranda, the foyer.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 10% off. So put in the promo code NSR when you check out. You're going to get 10% off. And any NSR family member that orders a light with the color changing upgrade will receive a limited edition special promotional No Simple Road print that manifested out of the ether of life. That is No Simple Road. So you know what, you guys, just go check it out. It's hard to explain over the airwaves like this, but it is the most amazing light you will ever see.
Yeah, they're so fun.
And it seems limitless. I mean, give your idea. If you have an idea, give it to John. And he will make it.
A pyramid with an eye light?
Yeah, a pyramid would be dope.
Or a bouquet of flowers would be cool. Yeah. And they even have a light upgrade that color changes, has a Bluetooth speaker in it, so you can listen to Fish out of a fish that you got from Electric Fish Lights. So go to electricfishlights.com, follow them on Instagram at Electric Fish Lights, and they will light up your life.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Apple.
What's
happening? Guess what? One of our other sponsors is Define Premium Cannabis.
Define Premium Cannabis.
And this happens to be the place that gives me a lot of my livelihood and a paycheck and keeps me going.
They take care of us in a lot of ways.
They do. Yeah. Sponsor all kinds of things.
Shout out
we
Define.
love the Define family. And right now we are essential in the middle of all this going on. And I see it every day. People are coming in. They need their medicine. You need to take care more than ever. You need to take care of your head, your body, from your head to your toe to your pinky toe. We got you covered with everything.
And there's 2 locations in the Portland area to serve you, one in Hillsboro and one in Forest Grove. If you go to the one in Hillsboro Monday through Friday,
what am I going to do?
In the daytime while during normal business hours, and you ask for Apple, he will come out of the back actually dressed like a fairy, like a sprite. And he has a magic wand. And when he touches you with that magic wand, your exact strain of weed that you need will appear in your hand.
Yeah, and you'll get 10% off that weed if you mention that you're a No Simple Road listener, and you will also get a free t-shirt.
So there is really no reason for you not to go get something, because you're at home, you've been stuck at home, it's just the way it is right now. You might as well get high. So go check it out. Define Premium Cannabis, 2 locations to serve you, one in Hillsboro, one in Forest Grove, 10% off. Go check it out and take care of your head.
Free t-shirt.
Shop Tour Bus keeps coming through with the most amazing designs. That new Golden String fiddle is dope. Go check them out at Shop Tour Bus on Instagram or shoptourbus.com online. You are going to see some of the most, not inspirational, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, guys. Creative and inventive.
Oh, we were a lot of help there.
It was an I
Oh,
word.
yes. Creative, have no idea. Yeah,
Creative and inventive.
That they are.
Grateful Dead inspired merchandise
And
that
it's
is out there.
soft t-shirts, and they feel so good on your skin. Breaking in one of those new t-shirts is like a blessing.
And everybody
They
needs
are
a little
comfy.
something to
Yes.
light up their life right now. And you know what, man? Just go on there, order yourself a little something, and then forget that you did it. And then a few days later, when you put in the promo code No Simple Road, when you checked out, you're going to get free shipping that came to your house. You're going to forget that you even did that.
And then you're going to receive this is the dope part. This is a one-of-a-kind box that no one else on the planet has other than you, designed by one of their team members over there. And it'll have a quote, an inspirational lyric, something, and it's all hand designed, and you get in that box not just your shirt. Your shirt is so nicely rolled up too.
It's so cute. They have
the way they
like
do
some
it, the package,
funky tissue paper, or just some twine. Yeah. Also, they have awesome bootlegs.
Grateful Dead bootlegs coming to you.
They just got a huge shipment from, or not a shipment from, but like a handoff, I guess.
Yeah,
of
somebody
tapes.
donated tapes.
Yeah, to Mike and crew. So a shout out to Mike and crew
Thank
who
you,
helped
keeping
out.
it going.
Yeah, keeping
Wheels
it
on the bus
going.
go
And
round.
Shop Tour Bus rocks. There's so much intention and so much love that's put into these packages and to the designs. So hook us up. Hook them up.
And I get happy. I know they get excited. We get excited every time we see. It's awesome in this day and age that there's so many people with boxes of cassettes and bootlegs out there that want it. And obviously they're giving it to Shop Tour Bus because they know it's going to get heard.
It's going to stoke the family.
It's going to go
Yeah.
out there and everything. I have another new one. I have 3 of them in my glove box right now because I still have a cassette player
So
in
hook
my
yourself
car.
up with a little something, man. You know, you deserve it right now. Times are tough. It's been rough. Get yourself something. Forget you ordered it, and then it'll show up at your house. It'll surprise you. ShopTourBus.com online, at ShopTourBus on Instagram. You're going to get free shipping when you tell them that you're part of the No Simple Road family. No Simple Road is part of Osiris Media, and Osiris Media is creating amazing content to fill your mind and your heart and your life with really good stuff while we're all at home hanging out. They just came out with a new podcast, you guys. It's called Festival Circuit New Orleans, this first one. And it is a series focusing on the musical history and impact of festivals and cities in the world. So this whole first season is all about New Orleans and Jazz Fest.
Ooh.
So if that's something that you're into, man, a few listeners have DM'd me and said that the one that I couldn't find that I was just looking for before this was saying that they've been to Jazz Fest like 30 or whatever, 20 whatever times, and that this podcast made them feel like they were there, and that it did it such justice that they've re-listened to every episode since it's come out. So go check out all the podcasts on Osiris Media, support the Osiris family, and check out Festival Circuit, you guys.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
Yeah, watch this, Darwin. Be quiet.
I'm a gruff.
Yeah, you are.
Take a bite out of crime.
Hey now, No Simple Road family. What's happening?
Hey.
I know we got a lot of new listeners out there. This is Aaron.
Shout out, guys. Welcome to No Simple Road. This is Mel.
And this is Apple.
And that's Darwin back there yammering in the background. He sees Ryder walking up our driveway or something. He's barking.
And who does he see, Brian? We have a special visitor
Yes,
right
we
now.
do.
We do.
The house of No Simple Road has Jasper, the baby of the world, Prince Jasper. He is our grandbaby, and he is he'll be 2 in November, and he is staying with us, and it's exhausting and beautiful
And fun.
and
Like
fun
exhausting, rewarding.
and full of rewarding, and I can see this comfort level building with me, and
It's super cute.
because
man.
we don't live in the same state, and so it's such a this is like my dream come true, like with us for the summer, kind of, you know what I mean?
yeah, a
He's-
couple weeks.
yeah, he's here with, I think it's like 4 weeks total, while with Sydney here and stuff, but
It's super cool, man, having the whole family together.
If you guys want to see how freaking cute he is, go to our page on Instagram at No Simple Road and look the little video Aaron shot last night. I was playing like Monster Face with him, and
He flipped his lid, man.
He out-monstered me.
Yeah, he did. He almost shit his pants, too. So, anyway, this week's guest is our good friend, Michelle Pietrafitta. Michelle, I hope I didn't butcher your last name just now. From the band Banshee Tree. This is Michelle with the Mad Beats.
Woo, woo, woo. Michelle,
If you
our
are
girl.
unclear or do not know or have never heard of Banshee Tree, you need to remedy that immediately. Last year we went to Northwest String Summit and saw a bunch of amazing bands. We saw Dark Star Orchestra and Green Sky and the infamous String Dusters and Ghostlight and on, and Pigeons Playing Ping Pong. Out of the three, all three of us said the same thing when we got home at the end of that festival. Our favorite band that we saw was
Banshee Tree.
Yeah, man.
They were amazing. I mean,
It's different than anything you ever heard. Yeah, and they don't have a whole lot of music out yet. They're kind of
they're new.
They're new.
yeah, they're newer, and their home is up in Boulder, Colorado. They play up there all the time, but there is some live videos on YouTube. And we'll hear in this interview, we're very excited to hear that they are working on coming out with a new album.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man. And, Michelle has been very inspirational to me. Hey, Darwin, why don't you shut up, man? Been very inspirational to me and a lot of other people out
And
there.
me, very much so.
During this whole lockdown thing,
Yeah.
she has continually upped her game with her Instagram feed and what the stuff that she's posting. And it's really, really cool to see artists and musicians doing what they're put on this earth to do. Music is a healing force, man. And I don't want to say stifled, but the energy is channeled in a different way right now. And that being said, these musicians and artists are having to learn a new way to do their craft. And so we're seeing a lot of really beautiful stuff. Michelle is one of them. That video that Trey just posted today of him not playing guitar and that new song that he just put out.
It's amazing.
It's freaking incredible. Tommy Hamilton did like 45 minutes of just him in a dark room with some candles and a piano that brought me to tears today by myself out on the porch. There's really, really cool stuff happening. And then on the flip side of that, from watching the posts on social media and different conversations that I've had with people, you can feel the temperature of the collective consciousness is a little high right now. I was DMing with Reed today, and I said to him, the collective unconscious or consciousness feels like a bowl of cold oatmeal that's been left sitting on the counter. You know what I'm saying?
Hard to move through and
Thick.
congealed.
Yeah.
And then, sitting down to record No Simple Road, there's a challenge in that because we're feeling it too, man. I was saying to Mel yesterday, we've spent the last however many years taking psychedelics, going to shows, opening up and connecting with other people on this huge, grand scale. Over and over and over and over again, monthly, sometimes 3 times a month. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot. And so it just makes sense that we're feeling the pressure of everything right now because we're connected to everybody. We're part of the planet. We're connected to the energy web of the earth and the grid of all of it. And so there's a lot of that going on. And then sitting down to do the show, it's like, God, I don't have anything nice to say. And my mom always told me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all. But you know what, man? I really feel like it's important to put these interviews out and have them be out there for people to give them the place that they have been looking for, that tent in the festival that they missed. and where they got to hang out with their friends
Yeah.
and maybe meet a musician that they love. And we can be that.
Sometimes the most powerful thing to do is the same thing you've always done.
What do you mean?
I mean, being steadfast, continually going. You don't stop. You just keep going. Like, I think of like a miner, like they don't take a lot of breaks. You just work. The horse just goes. And sometimes, and not all the time, like I feel like it's stages and seasons in your life, but sometimes it's your time to you gotta keep going. And during one of our talks this week too, you said, sorry guys, this is Darwin making circles.
He's got a butt thing going on.
I think, should we let him out?
No, go ahead, keep going. Fine. Darwin's butt, whatever.
But
you said during one of our conversations this week.
Well, you said something to me about waiting it out.
What do you mean? Okay, I don't remember.
You were like, with this whole thing, with what's going on, like, I just feel like I have to wait it out.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of, to me, it's like the same thing. Like, you just, sometimes you have to be in the same position that you have been in.
Mm-hmm.
And I relate it back to, doing yoga. When you need to be in a position for a certain amount of time, you just have to do that. And you have to feel the feelings, the discomfort, the frustration that you are wiggling or it's painful. And sometimes you just have to be where you're at for a minute or 2 or 10,
Or 6 months.
Or 6 months.
It's a trip too, because it's like, coming on here every week, I feel like there's nothing new to say. You know what I mean? Like,
me too.
And then, but like I said
Sometimes.
to you today, like, we're all going through this together, everybody, and every day is new. It may seem like a repeat, but there's new stuff happening every single day, and we feel different every day, and our outlook is different every day, and just showing up to the mic and being here for the family is a thing. That's a thing. And
it
like,
is a thing.
It's a really cool lesson for all of us, not just the three of us sitting here. I'm talking to you guys out there too, that like, sometimes when you're going through stuff personally, you still need to show up for the people that are in your life, man. And this is one of those times that, like, when the definition of community gets underscored with what it really means, man. Like, we've heard from several people that they're having difficult times. That I'm talking about No Simple Road family members right now that have reached out that, man, this is tough. I lost my job, or
worried about the future, school,
whatever,
all kinds of stuff.
And that right there is what it's all about. So if you're feeling isolated or hemmed in right now, my advice to you is to reach out to people that are in your life that are important to you and see how they're doing. Take the focus off of yourself for a minute and look outward at the other people and offer them that bit of comfort and understanding, or just an ear to somebody to smoke a bowl with over the phone if that's what you got to do, and watch Rick and Morty and laugh. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff is, we have to do what we can do right now. And doing interviews over the phone, okay, we're going to do it, and we're going to keep doing it.
Well, we're fortunate because we've always done that. So that wasn't a transition for us. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. And I've done that literally today, reaching out to people, just admitting, like, and not like it needs some big admittance or anything like that, but like, just, I guess, vocalizing, like, yeah, this is freaking hard right now. Yeah, like, I just felt out of my body the last few days, and I'm like so excited and happy because Jasper's here and he's so cute and fun and perfect for a distraction. But then I just wasn't feeling like myself at all. Like, I felt like I was watching myself, and I felt like a video game and disconnected.
Yeah.
Like who what's
it's
like I was
surreal.
stuck. Yeah.
Surreality is what you're feeling. And that, I said that to Mel the other day, like, of course we're feeling that, man. Like, if you think about what life is and what we are made up of, we're made up of atoms, and atoms are energy, and we're all connected in this huge Indra's web of humanity and consciousness. And the entire world is going through a thing right now, man. And so, of course, you're feeling pressure from outside your inside. It just stands to reason, because we're all doing it together. And there's comfort in that. It's a weird thing to know that everybody's kind of going through shit at the same time.
It is comforting, but it's
Definitely
not
not
good
the
to
boat alone.
feel it, you know, like
I mean,
the feeling part of it is the feels.
Yeah, feel
Well,
the
that's
feels.
why, like what
feels.
you're just saying, that's why reaching out is so important to whoever it is, a friend, a family
Us.
member you haven't talked to. Everybody is in the same boat. I don't think there's anybody out there it's like, oh, this is no big deal, or not even thinking about it. This is affecting all of us.
It really has affected me.
I know that she got blasted recently in the media, but she said something that was really kind of weird and cool in a way. Madonna said, she tweeted something, and she said that the COVID has shown us all that we're all the same. It has made us all the same.
It just
And
makes sense. Yeah, it's kind of even the playing field, leveled even the playing field. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you got money or what you got or anything. The classes, that doesn't have much effect on a virus.
No. So, you know what, man? I brought all that up just because I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. Like, I've been saying this for weeks. If I can't be honest with you guys here, then fuck it. Why do the show? And so I'm being honest. Like, there's pressure out there. Everybody's feeling it. But you know what? You have an hour a week where, or longer sometimes, maybe 4 if you listen to the Jake Weaver episode of No Simple Road. But you've got an hour or so a week where you can hang out with us, and we're going to talk about music, and you'll hear about our lives, and Jasper and Darwin's butt, and
our listeners' lives.
lives. Why don't you pull up that, or I'll do it.
What, the email from Eli?
Eli wrote
No,
us an
I'll
email.
do it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Why don't you read it?
Don't tell me to do something, then you do.
Yeah.
Well, why not, man? Come on. Hurry up, Apple.
I know.
They're waiting on you.
I'm one of the worst
Oh,
delegators.
dude, you should see him work his phone. It's like it's literally like an old man working the telephone, like a rotary phone.
What's wrong with that?
Come on, man. Here, I'll just give you
pulling
mine.
it up.
Here,
I've got it.
I got it.
Oh, you had it pulled up and like waiting. I had to go back into the email. Oh, shut up, Grandpa. Oh. So you want me to read?
Yeah, can you read it, please?
So this is cool. This is we read Eli's last one. I think So Eli wrote us back again here, and this is great. Hi, hello, howdy.
Hey.
I just
What's up,
listened to episode 48, the 4-hour one with Jake Weaver, and I love the way he says, and holy fuck. It's all in caps. HOE.LEE. Fuck. That was some fine dining as far as the topical substance of the show. With our summer of live music basically being reduced to a big crater where utopia used to be.
Oh.
It completely reminded and revitalized why I do this, why I go to the shows, why I strive to make connections, and why I play music at all. I have been saying for years at shows and festivals for people not to lose sight of the love and truth that we are surrounded by, and to go out into the world and heal society from the inside out. And that is our duty, considering how spoiled we are to be able to enter spaces where love and truth are so clearly abundant.
Yeah.
And it also resonated with me the fact that we need to flip the page and hit the gas and turn a new leaf, to lead by example and help guide this beautiful community toward new heights in a more wholesome, pure, and conscious form that that we've seen developing over these past few years, where connection and activation have taken a backseat to partying. No judgment, but it is what it is. Even as a 25-year-old who's been doing this for just 5 years, I feel the calling. And in that time, I've been a witness to how my actions and statements impact others and how much of a precious responsibility that is to help keep the wheel turning, leading by example and creating something built to last. That concludes this month's rant, I suppose. I just couldn't not say something about that episode because, wow. Thank you again also for being so accessible to people like me who enjoy to geek out over music and ideas. I know you all think very little of it, and you put yourselves... Hold on, I messed that up the way that flowed.
Okay, yeah.
I know you all think very little of it, and you put yourselves at the same level as your audience. But I am constantly blown away by people such as yourselves that have absolutely no barrier whatsoever between you and your fans. It really does mean a lot to me, arguably just as much as it means to you all when you get feedback. Sending endless love beams y'all's way, hoping that you're all doing well and staying lifted. Give Darwin a smack on the ass for me.
Don't worry, I will.
Wow, I just fell in love with Eli.
Right?
Wow.
Right?
What
Yeah,
a beautiful
thank you again,
thing to
Eli.
say
Well,
about the show.
Yeah, thanks again, Eli. That was...
No barrier between us and the audience.
I laughed. I laughed at that because that's been a sticking point in my life is no barrier. I have that problem at work. I have
No filter.
Yeah, just like there's no barrier. It's just out there.
Get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Yeah. But
That's
This
one of
is
the things
me.
I love about you, babe.
thank you.
It's consistent and it's like the moon. Wait, I didn't mean to say the moon.
The moon is not consistent.
Well, I was thinking about the full moon.
Well, it is consistent.
It is consistent. It does have consistency. It's
okay.
every
It's
28
it
days.
does a
yeah,
cycle.
it's a
Okay,
cycle.
it's consistent. All right.
And that's what I meant more. It's not like boring and the same. It's like different, but like I don't know. It's lasting. Is that the right word?
That's cool. I really appreciate what he said, man. Like
Me too.
that is a perspective that I don't have being on the inside of this thing. And of course we're accessible to people that listen to the show because we would be those people listening to the show if we weren't doing the show. So who the fuck am I? I'm not somebody special because I sit down and record my voice and put it out there for you guys. I don't
think
feel
that's
way.
what it was or he said anything like that. I just think that he's like, it was like a statement more. Like I felt like he just like was saying what he saw, which was what's beautiful about what he wrote. Like he's expressing that, what you were just saying, he's expressing that. And what an eloquent and thoughtful way.
Yeah,
Eli.
totally.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you know what, you guys, if you want to write into the show, you can email us at info@nosimpleroad.com or you can DM us on Instagram. I answer 99.8% of every DM that we ever get. Seriously.
And it would be 100%, but you once in a while one
No,
gets by. It's
there-
not. Well, okay. There's
There's been a couple of wingnuts that have flown through Coop, but yeah.
That's true.
But you know,
We enjoy them all, though.
totally. You can
Do you have any more letters?
No.
Okay.
You can get a hold of us that way. You can follow us on Instagram at No Simple Road. You can follow us on Facebook at No Simple Road. The No Simple Road family Facebook group is happening. I was cruising around in there the other day. I saw Joel Martin has been posting his Friday freakouts on there, and people have been posting some cool stuff. And there's also the No Simple Road Reddit. It's r/No Simple Road. Now check this out. All through the summer, we have some new listeners out there, and I'm just going to tell you guys what I've said a million times already. The summer festival season, concert season is the way that No Simple Road grows.
You're kind of going. I wanted to read something But I didn't have an opportunity, and you're going to go to the end.
No,
wait till I'm
Okay.
I was going to say a lot of times we do the business and then add.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, wait a minute, you're. I have to say something sometimes.
It's cool. So that is the way that
behind
No
the
Simple
scenes.
Road pays for itself. It grows. That's how we make it through the rest of the year. And along with all the musicians and roadies and lighting people and sound people and entertainer,
industry.
the whole industry, we too got shut down. So we need your help, you guys. The way that you can help the show is by going to patreon.com/No Simple Road, and you can sign up for as little as $1 a month, and that keeps gas in the No Simple Road tank and helps us keep doing the show. And it'll help us get to next summer where we can start doing our thing again and be out there boogieing with everybody. So
And we love like legit sponsors, like all those sponsors in the beginning of the show, we love, and we have products from all of them and use them. So if you're a small business, and hit us up, and we'd love to sponsor a small, cute little independent, help you guys out and get the word out.
That 6-minute Sunset Lake commercial at the beginning of the show, that if you fast forward past it, you should go back and listen to it, man, because that's real shit. Like, I'm not hawking shit on the show.
It's good stuff. It changed the household.
Yeah.
We all noticed.
I'm not selling bullshit to you guys. I'm not just taking sponsors so that we can make a buck. I'm actually like intentional on who we take in as a sponsor. And if it's going to add value to your guys' life and ours, then I'll bring it to you. And if it doesn't, then I've passed on quite a few.
And we had this discussion in the beginning. Because there has been quite a few. Mm-hmm. We're not going to support or recommend something that we wouldn't be proud and happy to buy ourselves or use.
Yeah. So anyway, patreon.com/No Simple Road. That's how we're keeping money in the No Simple Road tank right now. And I have been publishing the episodes a day early for the Patreon subscribers. And I have a couple of other little ideas in the work for our Patreon peeps. If you sign up for the $20 a month tier, you get a handmade collage by Melanie herself. And maybe a poster if we have them left. We'll see. But yeah. So check that out. And I'm going to let Mel do what she was going to do before I just started going into the business.
Well, it's just sometimes, you know how we are. Like, sometimes we're all in sync, and then other times it's like, oh, wait.
Oh, but I...
Yeah.
Wait, Mr. Carter, I got something to say.
I wrote this back in June, and I have been sitting on it.
That's uncomfortable.
You've been sitting on it for a month.
And this journal is pretty bumpy.
Yeah, that would be uncomfortable. It's got rocks
but
on the
I
front
wanted
of it.
to read it because I shared it with Sydney before she left, and she was like, you know what, Mom, you need to read that. And when I read it to you, you're like, you need to read that. And so I just thought that
everybody's telling you to read it. You should probably read it.
So I should read it. And it's, I don't know what it is, but just listen.
It's all right.
Embarrassed, shocked, unpleasantly surprised, saddened, and so much more. But we must continue on. Is it worth it? Upside down, topsy-turvy. Can we ever get a fair jury? Accusations fly, and so do bullets, made of rubber, metal, or words. It makes no difference. They pierce all the same. Say something, say nothing. You're judged just the same. If you live on this earth, you're part of the game. We have leaders, scholars, businessmen, art. No matter who you are, you'll fall apart. These tensions got everyone on high alert. These tensions got people marching in the streets. These tensions got me raising my eyebrows for weeks. I can't say what I see, it's too ugly to repeat. I can't say what I feel, it's under siege. So I sit, listen to music, and write in my book, hoping one day those in distress will take a look. Rise up, not just with your fists. Rise up, chest up, chin down. Rise up, open ajna, open crown. Rise up to the light that's within. Rise up, from the dark we will win. And that's the end.
That was dope. Mm-hmm. That was almost like a picture you doing a Mel rap.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did.
Too. That was like kind of like slam poetry kind of and rap. Like, were you rapping that?
Yeah.
That day I came home. Okay.
Yeah.
Part of
I was
that, you were
okay.
out
So
there
I
with
have
Sydney
this.
and-
I don't have beats. I don't. Michelle with the mad beats, and she was very inspiring too. That's kind of why I wanted to do it with her on this episode, because she was just talking about all the things that she's doing and the classes she's taking, and I just feel like I lost a little bit of that myself during this period, like doing something that's exciting to myself. But then I started to look at all the stuff that I've been doing. I'm like, no, you haven't. You just haven't been acknowledging it. Like, you've been doing all your art. You've been collaging. Like, you've been all, like, you have. But, like, inside, I'm not giving myself the credit. I'm not, like, acknowledging it. And I'm looking around and I'm like, wow, the house looks amazing. Wow, I'm looking around and my grandson's sitting here visiting with me. Like,
macrocosm, microcosm.
yeah.
Baby.
And so, like, I'm catching up to myself. And Michelle was part of that. That's why I said to Aaron, I was like, we should have her on the show. Like, and he freaking got her on the show, and it was in a beautiful conversation, which I'm really excited for you guys to hear, and just helping like myself come out of my own shell through this process of feeling like closed in.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
Michelle, thank you. Everybody, thank you for listening. And
Welcome to all the new listeners out
yeah,
there, you guys.
welcome to the show.
Just
to
get
the
used to
family.
it. If you're going to be here every week with us, we ramble. We don't have a script. We don't know what
Yeah.
we're doing. We just get in here
We
and talk and
crack the mics and start talking.
do stuff, and then things happen.
No, I just thought we need to say one more thing before we get to the interview too.
One more
You're going to
thing.
hear some of the things in here and stuff, but Michelle is a couple weeks into a journey that she is on. She's
That's
taken
right.
this time to go take off on part of the like what'd you say 200 and something miles of the Colorado Trail and summiting several 14,000 foot plus peaks.
Solo backpacking trip.
Yeah, yeah, and you can
And
see.
she's met some friends along the way. And
Yeah, if you go to her Instagram and check it, she's got a couple. You go check her stuff out. She's got a website that's very inspirational. She's got a lot going on, and she's
Yep.
on a journey, getting deeper with herself. And
What's her Instagram, Apple? Do you know?
Michelle.Pietrafitta drums.
Spell it for me.
Okay,
Mel.
so it's Michelle MICHELLE dot PIETRAFITTA dot drums, and she has a second one that I cannot easily find,
All right.
but her website is www.michellepietrafitta.com. Sorry, Michelle, if I
No,
screwed up your name.
Pietrafitta. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Spelled the same way, PIETRAFITTA.
All right.
So,
So go check her out on all those places. Go check out Banshee Tree. They're on all the streaming services. And we're going to get you to the interview, you guys. You ready? Go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Let it out. So without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you
Michelle Pietrafitta from Banshee Tree.
All right.
wait, no, I'm not ready yet.
Apple's not ready, Mel. We have to stop. Darwin, are you ready?
A do-over. Oh,
So we're on the porch
yes.
for the very... What are you counting?
Jasper is 20 months today. Today is the 11th, and he is
Wow.
exactly 20 months, and he is on his way to his 2-year cute little birthday.
Oh. So, yeah, this is the first conversation we've had from the porch in quite a while.
Yeah,
Yeah,
feels
it's-
weird and
So it's probably the
exhilarating.
fall, at least.
It's mid-July or early July.
The
Is this
11th.
mid?
Today's the 11th, so
Close.
no, not yet.
Close.
Mid-ish. It's not the beginning. It's not the middle.
And it's like a balmy, 60-something degrees out here.
yeah.
Trees are blowing in the breeze.
Not that. They're
Sky
like
is
waving.
a little overcast.
We just were talking about how beautiful the blue skies and
Yeah, it's nice. I love it. And we're going to call Michelle from Banshee Tree. So let's do it. Right?
yeah.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yes, I think that would be an excellent
Chime
thing
in.
to
This
do.
Yeah,
is
we
an
wanted it.
audio interactive thing, guys.
Oh, are we supposed to talk?
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's on their phone, so I was just.
I'm not on my phone. I'm making a phone
I'm
call.
not on my phone.
I was,
I'm
I,
making a phone
I was
call.
looking up the weather up in Colorado to see how it is up there with Michelle.
Wow.
Okay, see, I put my magazine down. You guys gotta get it together.
I was checking the weather.
That's real
Why does that
important
help?
right now.
I want to know what it's like up there.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello,
what's up,
Michelle.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Great.
good.
We were just saying how good it is. This is like the first conversation that we've had from the porch in a long time. Like we've been doing it from our dining room, and it's
wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful outside today. So we're outside. How's your day going?
Awesome. My day is going great. Nice and slow. I'm just hanging out at the house, drinking coffee still, even though it's noon.
Yeah,
We're doing the same
we're
thing.
doing the same thing.
Awesome.
Yeah, just last night I'm like, I never sleep in. I'm getting old, man. Like if it's like 7, I'm up, and this morning I woke up, it was like 9:15. I was like, whoa, what just happened?
Got younger overnight.
Yeah, right. It's the quarantine setting in.
It is, yeah. It's definitely slowed life down a bit.
Which I don't know, man. I mean, okay, wait. Before we get into that,
Yeah, let's tell the people who we're talking to.
yeah,
And
sorry, I'm
thank
just
you.
right off into it.
We just got to say thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us here, giving us some of your time on Saturday. You've been staying very busy, but introduce yourself to our listeners. Tell them who you are. We know you, but tell them who you are.
All right. Well, thank you first off for having me on. It's an honor to talk to you guys. I love what you do.
Thank you.
My name is Michelle. I play drums with a band called Banshee Tree, and I met the No Simple Road crew at Northwest String Summit last year, which was one of my favorite festivals of the summer.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm a drummer, touring musician, and usually a touring musician, but things have taken an interesting turn as of late.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So, okay, let's start with Northwest String Summit.
I have a Northwest String Summit hoodie on just because I really missed that time. And it's going to be next week if it was going to happen. And right? Like that festival taught me so much about the Pacific Northwest, about the bluegrass scene, about nature, about connection. Like it was such a magical time.
That's amazing. Was that your first year last year as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We
Yeah, all of us.
we all had that in common because you guys hadn't been there too. So it was all of our first time at the Northwest String Summit.
Yeah. I was blown away by that festival. It's such a family. It's like everybody that works there knows each other, and all the bands know each other, and a lot of bands come back year after year. And I felt like welcomed with this like warm hug to that festival.
Totally.
I hadn't experienced that at any other festival.
Well, like I think about stuff like when you just described like it's like a family and everybody knows each other. Like sometimes that can be super intimidating because they've already got their little way that they do things.
Their cliques.
And,
Right.
and it's like our little group. They were not like that. They were so welcoming and
Open.
right.
Yep.
It was that was part of what blew me away too, Michelle, was just being able to. Not only did I feel that feeling, but then you can't help but make other people feel that feeling too when they come into your camp.
Yep. Yeah, it was amazing. I'm sad that it's not happening this year, but hopefully it'll all just next year is happening.
Yes.
This year is happening next year. Basically.
Yes.
Totally.
So we got thrown back a year. So what?
Yeah, it's gonna be even more powerful. It's like it's growing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Mel and I were waking up this morning, laying in bed, and we were talking about scheduling something. I don't know. We were looking at our calendar, and all the concerts and stuff are still on there. Like I haven't had the heart to
We keep getting alerts.
to delete
Talk
everything. and I'm like, yep, next we're going to be at Fish in a couple of days. And then, oh, wait, look, next weekend we're going to be at String Summit. Oh, cool.
And we're supposed to be in Seattle last night.
Yeah, J-Rad was last
J-Rad.
night.
And I'm like,
Wow.
I started like fake crying. Like, dog came over to see what was wrong. Like, it's tough, man. Like, it's feeling the feeling of that loss, that thing that never happened. I mean, in little drips, it's easy to take, but when it's an entire year of stuff,
It's a whole chunk of time. Yeah.
man.
I honestly, I closed my calendar in March and I looked at it since.
Good for you.
Maybe I should do that.
Well, but you've been staying. We love following you right now because you have really. I love what you're doing with your blog and giving videos, tutorials, giving people advice on what to do. I mean, you are utilizing your time, like you're saying on your website, to grow and to practice and to write. And we're hearing that from a lot of musicians we talk to. At first, it was like, yeah, okay, this is not going to last. And now everybody all the traveling musicians are enjoying being at home. They're doing something that they haven't done. Like you say, you keep on wishing you could do this and that. And you always use touring is like an excuse that gets in the way. So that's what I was going to ask you. Tell the people a little about your website and stuff and what you're doing, because it's pretty amazing and inspiring.
Thank you. That's awesome to hear. So I'm a doer. So like if I have a chunk of time, I can't help but like do stuff with it. And I saw all of my musician friends having a hard time and really being sad about losing all this touring and worrying about all the things that are lost. And so I really wanted to share with everybody all the positive sides of this. And, if you focus only on what you lose, that's gonna expand and you're gonna have a really hard time. But if you see all the opportunities that are in it, you can grow. You can take the opportunity to really grow from it. And there is a lot of opportunity in this, as much as a lot of it is really hard. We have, so much time to work on our craft, so much time to go deep within ourselves and assess what we really want, so much time to develop ourselves in every way, and also to dive into other passions that we've set aside.
Yeah.
So that basically is the purpose of what I'm trying to share. I want everyone to thrive through this, even if it can be hard at times.
When you're saying what you're just saying, how do I put this into words? There's a macrocosm and a microcosm for everything. And in psychedelic space, there's that place that we find where where the work happens, and you're confronted with yourself, and you either need to face whatever's happening or not. And there's really no in-between land there. That's there. And I feel like what's going on right now is that space spilling over into the world, into reality. Like we're confronted with it without the use of psychedelics at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be with yourself right now.
Yep. There you are right there. There's no running.
No, you're not. Like, you don't have a million things on the calendar. There's not a lot of noise happening. So it is this really awesome opportunity, like you said,
a blank slate,
to reconnect with things that maybe you didn't have time for before. Like I've rediscovered art and drawing and how much that feeds me, and I love it. And I don't know, just a million other little things that I just didn't have time for, or I made the excuse that I didn't have time for. But one of the things that I've seen you doing that I wanted to ask you about is really getting into like filming yourself playing. And how did that come around? Was it from seeing other people doing it, or was that something you always wanted to do or didn't have time for? How did that happen?
It was kind of a combination of things. One, it started, I always wanted to I always wanted to create these little videos. And then when quarantine happened, I really just, it just, all I was doing was practicing. So I was like, well, I might as well share this. And then it unfolded as, recording yourself and then watching it back makes you a way, way better musician, because you see all the things that you play something and you're like, that was great. And then you watch it back and you're like, oh, okay, I need to work on this and this and this. And then you fine tune it by like a direct feedback loop. So I got really into developing my playing through that and then sharing. And then I don't know, it just started becoming really fun and exciting for me. So I bought studio mics for my drums and then I bought lights, and it's all kind of snowballed.
Wow.
That's so awesome, because I have this weird thing about like looking at myself back or taking pictures of myself. Like I always feel like it's like, self-serving, or like, why are you recording yourself doing, what's the point, but you saying that, really, it's a tool. It's a learning tool. And if you can get past yourself, which that's what I'm having a hard time in, getting past myself and just going like for the meat, like, why am I doing this? What can I do this for? What is the purpose? Yeah. Like that's pretty awesome. And like Apple said too, I just wanted to jump back on what you're putting out. It super is inspiring, like your quotes, your commitment to playing, your commitment to changing things up, like you said, like, oh yeah, this is great, ooh, maybe it's not so great, let's try this. Like there seems that you have a lot of grace with yourself. And is that something that you always had, or is this something that you're developing through this through what's happening right now?
I think maybe a combination of both.
Okay.
When I first started looking back at my recordings, it was very humbling, because it takes me a long time to get a short video that I was even okay with showing anybody, which it's hard. Like you said, it is kind of hard to watch yourself back, because it's like you can't hide from yourself when you're watching. Exactly.
It's right there in black and white or in color.
Wow. Okay. But at the same time, it is the best tool you could ever ask for because of that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, I'm going to look at myself, warts and all, and like really see what I want to develop. And I mean, honestly, that kind of, it ties in with quarantine in general. That's what that, like saying how you can't hide from yourself because there's nothing on the calendar, and you're just sitting with yourself, and you really get the chance to see your dark side or your shadow side and work on it. So I think through this process, I've learned to embrace all the stuff I like and don't like, which has made it a lot easier to share the process with other people.
You just brought up something that's really important to note, like that in a lot of popular culture and just prevalent thought, the shadow side is not talked about. It's not something that people discuss often. And when it is discussed, it's like something to get away from, derided or shunned, or not looked at. And it's really important to note that shadow side, integrating that into who you are, is a tool. Mm-hmm. It's part of your superpower. And if you can take those demons and put them to work, then you know what I mean? Like then you have this really awesome opportunity to, I guess that's the alchemy of transmuting lead into gold, kind of. Yeah. Is making those things work. And what are some of the things that you've found with yourself that have been some of those tools, Michelle?
Well, this has been a huge theme for my quarantine. I went really deep into this shadow work, because what I learned is that if you don't confront those demons, and if you don't, like you said, make them work for you or integrate them, they control you more than your light side, because that's a lot of it is your fears and the things that you're holding on to and you're scared of, and that's going to subconsciously drive your boat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
So
it does. You're so true.
Yeah. So as scary as it is to look at that stuff, if you don't look at it, it's gonna create your life for you. And one of the main things that I've, I guess you could say, excavated in this time is I saw how my specific past experiences have been causing me to play small in my life and causing me to to not take the steps to be the fullest self that I can be, because I had these experiences of failing doing that and being basically like pushed out of a musical circle that I was in, told that I wasn't good enough, never was going to make it as a musician. And I was protecting myself subconsciously from really going for it.
Wow.
Where did that discovery come from? Like, do you recall what, when you're like, oh shit, why am I being so small? Why am I not living up? What do you recall?
Well, I think it was just, I actually really specifically worked on shadow work. So I got a journal that asked me specific questions about my life, and it just made it so clear to me that, wow, I'm really scared to go all the way. And it might look from the outside like, oh, she's doing a lot, but I knew that I wasn't doing as much as I could. I was holding myself back because of those specific experiences. And by realizing that, bringing that shadow to light and realizing all of those things that have been holding me back, it allowed me to say, okay, yes, I am scared. Let me put the fear in the passenger seat, and I know it's going to be with me, but it's not going to be driving anymore.
He's along for the ride, but he doesn't have the map and the wheel.
Right, exactly. You can't get rid of fear. It's always there. It's something that we have to deal with, but it doesn't have to control.
So do you mind sharing a couple of your fears regarding like your playing or whatever, like your growth that you had that you're, making ride shotgun now?
Yeah. So I think there's a couple of them. One is imposter syndrome. Like,
oh, shit. I'm with you. Totally with you.
But no, keep going, because you need to describe that for yourself. But yes,
it's got a whole.
Well, we know what that is, right? Yeah, imposter syndrome. Because I basically would look up to the people that I thought were like heroes. Like my favorite musicians, and there was this separation between myself and them, and it was always they are them and I am like an onlooker wishing to be them. And I had to make the realization that, oh wait, I am actually on the path. I'm not some other.
That's a huge mountain right there. That's a big fucking deal, because
that says something. You're affirming what you are, and that is a huge deal when you say I am a drummer, I am Michelle. Like, you're affirming. So if you're saying I'm not that, I'm them, I am part of them, that's a whole, like, that shuts that imposter up so hard.
Even
not for good, but
even doing this, man, like I remember the first time we talked to Duncan Trussell, and I was like, wow, I can't believe that he's talking to us. Like, wow, that, he's like this great podcaster and this guru guy and whatever. And over time, I remember the second time he came on, I was just like, oh, we're talking to our friend Duncan.
As a friend, a peer.
Yeah, we're talking to our friend. And through that, realizing what you're talking about, like, wait a minute, I'm not on the outside looking in. I'm doing the exact same thing. And the only thing that's different is my perspective on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that perspective can shut you out of a life that you're that you actually are a part of.
Wow, you're shutting yourself
You're
out from your
already
own
in it.
life by not realizing who you are. Whoa.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so imposter syndrome. What's the other one?
Okay, let's see.
Let's kill them all at the same time.
Let's kill them all. All right.
All right, not kill, but come on, put you to bed for a little bit.
No, we could kill them. That's
All right,
great.
all right,
Yeah.
right on. Yeah.
Okay, ready.
All right. So I guess the major thing that I came to terms with was I was in a specific musical situation, and it was like everybody, I was extricated from the group. Everybody made it a point to, I don't know what it was. It was like a masculine, feminine thing, or I don't know, alpha, beta thing, but I was basically just shamed and humiliated and told that either you have it or you don't, and I don't have it, and that I would never really have what it takes to make it as a musician. And I worked really hard through all that and decided to keep going because I don't know what else to do. It's just like, it's how I breathe. It's how I process life, is to play music. But so I thought that I had gotten through that. But I realized in all this time and space to just be in my own echo chamber, I realized that very experience was controlling everything I did. And I hadn't.
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
Really changed my viewpoint from what I still was holding on to the idea
Like
that I
true.
don't have it. Yeah, that it was true. And so that it was basically my previous self, my younger self, trying to protect me from really going all out, because I thought, okay, if I really go for it, then I'll be made to look like a fool for ever thinking that I could be that person.
Yeah, like you're proving them right or something.
Yeah. And that was the biggest thing I uprooted, and it's just like so amazing and
That's
liberating.
gigantic, yeah.
Yeah.
What a huge pat on the back for yourself. Like that is okay, first of all, discovering those things about yourself is super hard to admit and
Right.
really hard to come to terms with. And then to pull it out by the root, or even, I guess even just begin to start to pull it out by the root is super courageous. That is, and right now, it's hard to have courage because your energy is so, like, not you, but like people's energy is like, we've got these fears. We don't know where, like, our futures are uncertain and we have all this stuff going on. So that's a bold amount of energy to use to extricate that thought process from your life. That is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was, that's why I'm really trying to share with everybody that this, while it's hard, this is an opportunity that we've never had, and probably, I don't want to jinx it, but likely won't get for at least a very long time. It's a really strange thing that's happening. And if you don't take the opportunity to actually get to know yourself in this, then you're missing something really beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Well,
Go ahead,
and
Emma.
I was just gonna, it's really cool to hear you saying like that, because we got to meet you and the guys last year, and like watching it, like you guys are still one of our favorite takeaways. You know, Banshee Tree,
For sure.
meeting you,
Thank
getting
you
to
so
see you.
much.
I mean, you look so happy and at home behind that drum kit. And to hear you say, that some people were like, you don't have it and stuff. It's like, well, have you seen her play? I mean, whatever, it's weird, but we're hearing this from a lot of musicians that are, that have been doing it their whole lives and are dedicated to it. And from the outside, the appearance we see is like, this person is meant to be doing that. And it's like a awesome thing to hear so many musicians discovering in this time that there's so much more room for learning and being open. And also, like you're doing, to see so many musicians taking their skill and giving lessons and stuff to pass on to other people that may have those doubts, that may be like saying, you know what, somebody said to me that I wasn't good enough. And there's a lot more people, I think, that are feeling that than there are than I'm the shit.
The thing that blows me away about that whole story, even more than you coming to grips with it and turning it around, is the fact that one person would actually say those words to another human being.
But you know
why would you say that to some? Like, why would you do that? What is your goal in tearing somebody's world apart like that? You're not good enough, dude. You're never gonna make it.
How about to see what they're made of?
What's your problem?
To see how strong you are. You know what? You should give up now. Don't come. No, you're not good enough. And then that person's like, oh man, okay, I guess they're right. Or, fuck that. What do you mean? Hell no.
Yeah.
And maybe they needed, I'm not saying you needed this, but like somebody like maybe either putting somebody down or making them not strong in their playing or whatever their skill. Like sometimes, that little bit of shadow that falls on you, it does help you get to the next level.
Pushes you.
Because then what? What if you think you're playing good and you play like shit and somebody says that to you and it really makes you reevaluate, I'm not saying that's your situation, Michelle, but like clearly that little bit of stank that they gave you was fire for you underneath your butt to
make you go, screw you.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. It definitely lit a fire in me and definitely pushed me in a direction that I needed to go, as much as it was painful for a very long time. But also, I think one of the biggest things, and maybe if the universe works this way, the reason that this happened to me is because I am now super passionate about making sure that other people who go through that don't stop believing in themselves.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to see people who could be great musicians, and the world needs art in general, not just music, but just stopping because they don't believe in themselves, or they showed somebody their work and they told them it sucked, and then they just give up for their whole life, and then they have this energy in them that they just always regret giving up.
Regret's worse than failing.
It can color your entire
Yeah, regret
everything.
is worse than failing.
It really is, because then you're like, oh, I wish I could have, would have, like, if you're still able to say those things and you're still able to try what it is that you're saying you couldn't have done.
Yeah.
You know what's trippy about this conversation? So yesterday, my son told me about some CIA released some documents about manifestation, which is weird all by itself. Just that statement.
They've been hiding them?
Right? And so totally. But they've been doing this study on consciousness and the mind since mid-50s. And it's called, hang on a second, I just pulled it up while we were talking. It's called the gateway process is what they term this thing. And I mean, it gets into a lot of stuff. It's like hundreds of pages. And basically what it boils down to is through meditation and the use of binaural beats, they figured out like a system for integrating the hemispheres of the brain so that your brain is working in sync with itself. And that's a way to activate your higher self. right?
Wow.
And what they found out through this and what's been declassified is that basically we do live in the Matrix. This is like, this is a simulation, and that your thoughts are creating the simulation as it goes.
Yes.
And so,
100% believe that.
right? And
It's hard not to believe that anymore.
Right.
It really is.
It really is. And so my point in talking about all that, if you have regret, if you are doubting yourself, if you have a skewed self-image, then you're creating your reality from that base. Your foundation is cracked. And even before the, activating both hemispheres of your brain and activating your higher self and blah, blah, even before that, it just comes down to how you see yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Absolutely.
At the base. And then from what you're talking about, digging in and finding those little cracks and crevices, you're making the foundation solid so that your reality changes. So I guess my question is like, what are some of the biggest changes that you've seen happening since you started doing this work?
Well, I've seen my level of confidence change first and foremost. And I started launching, I launched my website last month, and it's something that I had been wanting to do and trying to do for quite some time before that. And then as I started changing my mentality, I deleted that website that I'd been building for months and months, and in 3 days had a completely new website that I loved and launched it.
Oh, wow.
So it's just like, it's like you can do something as fast as you allow it to happen.
You got out of your way.
Happen. If you get out of your own way, yeah. If you're not thinking, oh, this is going to suck, or, oh, this is so hard, instead of that was a big one for me. Like, this is so hard. I'm not a tech person. And then I watched something. This girl was like, don't let tech get in the way. If you want it to happen, it'll happen. And I was like, that's what I'm doing. I'm letting I'm telling myself I don't know how to do these things. So it's like this really hard, I'm like trudging through mud. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm just going to figure it out. Boom. It happened.
Whoa.
It's mindset. Mindset is everything.
That really hits home too, because I use that excuse every second. Oh, I'm not into tech, or just for anything. Oh, I don't do that, or that's not how I am,
well, then
whatever.
You're absolutely right.
So
you just set your boundaries.
Yeah, well, back to that mentality, and I'm affirming it. Like, you're just whatever it is that you're saying you can't, or that's hard, or out of reach. You just affirm it, make it that much more out of your fingertips, and yeah, that's not fair.
I think your brain wants to support. It wants you to be right, so it looks for all these ways to support whatever you say. And so if you say you suck at something, your brain's going to look for all these ways to support it, and then that's what will come to fruition.
Totally.
And the same with the flip side.
What are some of the ways you got out of your own way?
Man, well,
tough questions.
Yeah. Bam.
We're using this for ourselves, Michelle. Forget everybody else who's listening. Like, we're taking notes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the mindset thing is huge, and I specific practices. Honestly, mantras are awesome. Like, because if you have a goal, say you set this goal that you have for the week, and then in the morning you, through your meditation, instead of just sitting there breathing and trying to have a quiet mind, repeat what you want to do in an affirmative way, like that you can do it. So for example, if I want to launch my website, and I'll say in the morning, I'm going to launch my website by this time, or like I I can figure out all of these tech issues that I'm having trouble with, or, you know, just
Yeah.
basically aligning your mind with what you want to do in a
Affirming,
positive
yeah.
way, which gets rid of all the negative stuff, or at least if it doesn't get rid of it, it puts it on the lighter end of the scale.
Yeah, I feel like, if you've got like a a piece of meat and you start to, cook it, you have to cook it for a certain amount of time for it to be edible. So sometimes
Right.
you put it in, it's not done after 2 minutes. It's not that it's never going to be done. It needs more time. So those
Right.
like mindsets, like you said, sometimes those affirmations, yeah, maybe it's not true yet, but you keep saying it every day. That's why mantra is so amazing. I always, when I was like teaching and stuff about yoga and mantras and stuff, it's like that wave washing on the shore, getting rid of all of that
Right.
debris and all of, and it doesn't happen once. It doesn't. Sometimes the wave will actually put stuff on the shore, and
Right, exactly.
right, and that's
that
our
tin can
mind.
come from?
That's our mind giving us salt again and shade again from that person that was like, oh yeah, you don't got it, but you keep saying it, and it does. The mantras are one of my favorite things, and that's why I
like that analogy, like the meat, because patience, time, and love make every recipe better.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're pushing things or something, it's not going to.
You can't hurry a souffle.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be runny. It's going to
I'm tripping out over here.
About
I just
hold on. We got Aaron. Quit tripping out. We got to calm him down, Michelle.
this
Hold on.
conversation is this huge synchronicity from what I watched. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you when we're done, Michelle.
Please do. Yeah.
This is a trip, because they got into this whole thing about mantra, and
Really?
yeah.
well,
and how
because
mantra is
it's-
frequency.
Yeah, exactly. You align yourself with what you want to do, and if that thing is saying like thoughts create your reality, you want to make sure your thoughts are right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If thoughts create your reality, then that means reality is different for every your.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yep.
So that person saying, no, you're not good enough, that was his or her or their reality, but it wasn't
exactly.
your reality. So that's another thing that I always think about too, is like everybody's, we talk about perception a lot, and it's your perception. That is literally, I feel like one of the keys is how you talk about your life, talk about your craft, talk about yourself, talk about your struggles. That's your perception right there, which is inside of YOUR reality.
Robert Anton Wilson. Do you know who he is? Have you ever heard of him?
No, I don't.
You should check him out. He's a author, a thinker, and a very trippy, silly, fun guy that was really into magic. And
Awesome.
one of his quotes is, "What the thinker thinks, the prover proves." And that's exactly what you were just saying a minute ago about when we tell ourselves stuff, then you will do your best to make that so. You know what I'm saying? So when you're giving yourself those affirmations, your brain will work towards making that a reality.
I feel like it's like writing music, right? It's like writing music. And if you put a bunch of notes together that aren't in harmony, it's not going to sound good. But if you start to put notes that sound good together and that flow, there you have a beautiful work of art, a beautiful piece of music to share.
Symphony of your life. That's beautiful.
That is cool. So as far as like what music is, what do you think is happening when like Banshee Tree is on the stage and you guys are in sync and there's a crowd there? What's happening? What's going on besides entertainment? I'm not talking about that. We all know that it's awesome and fun.
Yeah.
But on another level, what do you think is happening?
I think it's alchemy.
At its finest.
I think that it's this emotional movement of energy that I feel like this like big pulsing sphere of energy, which sounds kind of crazy and weird, but that's it's like we're all tapped into this space that doesn't doesn't exist without music and doesn't exist without like all of the people being together. And it like creates like almost like a rift in time. It's like not on the plane of this like linear plane of time that we typically exist on.
Right.
And time gets weird. It's like a 3-hour show.
Oh yeah.
3-hour show can go by and I'm like, wait, what? I'm not ready to get out of this space yet.
Yeah.
That's
why I went on tour with the Dead.
This is so funny. I've never once considered you guys, the players of the music, like, I'm not done yet either. Because when the show finishes, we're like, you still dancing, like, come on, come back out, like, woo, 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 right?
Don't you care?
Exactly. Yeah. And I never took into account, like, you're like getting off the drums, like, I'm not done yet. I still want to make a beat. Like, that's rad and so fun.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're all connected in that moment. It's the crowd of people who are engaged are just as much the musicians in that scene as we are.
Do you have a memory of like the first time you realized that was going on? Or has that been like an unfolding?
No, I had one very specific experience that typically we play at license number 1 in Boulder every single Saturday. So that's our basically our hometown family crew. We play every single Saturday for them there. And I had this experience where I felt myself come out of my body, and it felt like I went into a whole different universe while playing. Wow. I can't really even explain it beyond that, and it sounds so bizarre. But
like, how did you feel like you were out of it? Like, what was it about your body or your head space that made you know it was different?
It was just this full body tingling sensation, and just this like knowing that I was shifted into some kind of different mentality.
Did the music flow easier in that space?
Oh yeah. It was like time didn't exist. I wasn't even playing. My body was playing it, and I wasn't using my mind to do anything. Nothing was planned or thought out. It wasn't like, okay, and then we're going to do this still to go into this section. It just all happened.
That's what happens when I dance at a show.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. That and then as soon as you're like, oh shit, this is happening, then it's like, boom, you're done.
Back into your body.
Yeah. And you blew it, fucker. Good job.
Michelle, I wanted to ask about how are you guys? How is Banshee Tree able to how have you guys been keeping close and practicing, or just the connection that the band has together during this quarantine?
Yeah, we got really incredibly lucky. So we all took the first 3 months completely off. We didn't play. We connected. We FaceTimed and all that stuff, but we didn't play for the first 3 months. And then we came together first for a live stream, and it happened to be on Jason and I, the bass player. We have the same birthday, so our birthday present this year was our first show back together. We did a live stream on Andy Thorne's. Andy has this tiny deck. He does tiny deck concerts. I don't know if you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we did that. And then one of our friends came out of the woodworks and said, hey, I want to help you guys through this time. I want to fund an album for you.
What?
So yeah. He's completely funding our album and doing the, So last week we were in the studio all week. After 2 weeks of rehearsing every day, and then I'm going to go on a nice big hike here in a couple days, and then come back, and we're going to do the rest of the studio tracking.
Hell yeah! Congrats!
Right.
Yeah, I cannot wait.
Well, I think the last time we had any connection. I think or maybe I'm just remembering this from looking at your page, but you were going on tour with Special Sauce. Is that right? Like, did that ever happen?
That happened. That was last summer.
Okay, that was last summer. Okay.
Yeah, that was actually, you know what? That came together at String Summit. Do you guys know Jack Clunan? Did you meet him there?
No.
He is, he's one of my favorite friends and musicians. He's in Colorado, and he was playing String Summit as well. And he's a total wild card. And he was just like, hey, I'm going on tour with G-Love and Special Sauce in 2 weeks. I need a drummer. Do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I think I can make that work.
What?
So yeah, I just filled in for him as a drummer, and we did the tour with G-Love.
Super fun.
That's
How was
cool.
that? What kind of experience was that?
It was awesome. G-Love and his band, they're so down to earth and so sweet, and we just had a really good time.
Is there, I guess this is a hard question to ask right now. Maybe it's dumb, but is there...
Here comes the hard, dumb question.
Yeah, the hard, dumb question.
Yeah, well, all your questions have been crazy.
See what happens with us during quarantine, Michelle.
This one's mundane, though. Is there plans on playing shows right now, or just working on the album?
You know, I'm a little divided on this issue. We've done a couple streams, and people have started reaching out to me regarding people are starting to do socially distanced shows, and I definitely would engage and do some, but part of me feels like it's good to really just. I don't like doing things halfway, and it just feels a little forced.
Yes.
But right now
I am so down with what you just said. Well, it's so true because, and not to knock it, because some people, and myself included, like really, you just need to shake your butt. You need to move your feet. And so I understand. I'll wear a fucking mask. I'll stand 6 feet away, whatever. But then there's the other side. Like you said, it's like, look, man, all or nothing. Balls out to the wall, or just stay your ass home and do what you're doing.
That's what we want to see.
Yeah.
It's like you're making this awesome stew or something. You know what? Maybe we'll give them a little bit before it's ready. Like, no,
Right.
we
feels
want
wrong
it when
and
it's
right.
100%, when it's powerful and
Exactly.
ready to go.
All right, I'm gonna read you something, and this is from a Relics article that came out recently from Trey, and they asked him. They were like, "So you mentioned you're not doing live streams or performing via Zoom." Jason Isbell recently appeared at the Brooklyn Bowl in Nashville with fans tuning in and having their own feeds projected over the bowling lanes. Have you considered doing something like that? So Trey was like, I've been asked numerous times to do similar things to what Jason did. I love Jason and I'm friends with him. It was a great thing. But for me, so far, I say no. So much of what we do is informed by close proximity of the people in the front row, in the front 10 rows, and even by the person in the back row. We don't have a song list because that connection is a huge part of who we are as a band. I think the Fish experience is very much about groupthink. I do a prayer before I go on stage. I don't decide what the first song's going to be. Think about it a little, but I let the people decide. Hang on a second. I've been asked by many people, let's do this Zoom concert or let's do it Brady Bunch style. Maybe it's my spiritual belief system, but I feel like this is where we are today and this is where I am. I'm home. The concert isn't happening right now. I don't want to go halfway. It's possible, but I want to celebrate the resurgence of live music with our family, which is our audience, and it doesn't feel like an audience. It feels to me like a community.
Think about this, too.
Doesn't want to do it halfway. I get it.
Look how many people come to a Fish show. Like, think about that, right? And then you go do like a social distance. So now you're causing an elite type of a thing, the people that can only either afford or be first or get that. And that's so unfair, especially during this time that's happening right now. Like, okay, well, if you happen to be in New York or, you happen to be one of the 500 people that gets to go, like, For a band like Fish to do something half-assed would be a huge detriment to the entire
and
scene.
to be at that show and have to be conscious in your mind of social, that's going to be there. Like, oh, the 6 feet, this
Right.
and that.
Everyone's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, nobody wants to wear a mask while you're dancing or performing or anything. That's
Wait
just
a minute.
like, no.
But so seriously, like, this is a weird thing that we're in. This has never happened before. And there in human history, we have never found a cure for a virus. We've found treatments, but no cures, right? So what do? How do we
come back?
What do we do? I want you to give us the definitive answer right here
now,
on
Michelle.
Yes, Michelle.
This is gonna go out to everyone in the world.
My goodness,
No pressure.
I feel like we're well. From your laughter, I gather that you realize that we're all figuring it out day by day, and nobody has any freaking clue what the heck to do. But I really resonate with. I'm not sure which one of you said it, but that this, like, we're cooking a stew right now. Where maybe we haven't figured out all the ingredients, but we're putting it all in, and to serve it before the beans are cooked is
nobody wants hard beans in their stew.
Good. Nobody wants hard beans in their stew.
No, man.
We want them to be soft, so when you bite in, it just is a nice, pleasant experience. I pick up where you're putting down, Michelle. I'm so with you. We were having a discussion this morning about they're going to have a concert at Red Rocks, and it's not that I don't love live music. I love it, but what like you said, let's do it all. Let's go in all the way. Let's take all of our clothes off, not just our shoes, And
I definitely understand that the venues need to make money right now, and
and I support that
this
too.
This is their way of figuring it out. Yeah, and me as well. But I feel like I have this idea that, and then maybe it'll come to fruition, that all these musicians are going into the woodshed right now, writing all this new music, reinvigorating themselves, getting back in touch with their families, and maybe having other experiences in their life that they've been putting off, writing music, practicing, and hoping that when everything comes back, coupled with the excitement that everyone will have just to be together again, the music is going to be so much more improved and so much fresher.
So if music is alchemy, right? Can you imagine, Michelle? Like,
the
for
ingredients
real,
are going to be clean.
These alchemical ingredients, they're going to be so pure. Like you said, they're getting fed from their loved ones, their children, their parents, their good friends, and then their own self-renewed spirit of practicing and falling in love with the music again, and writing new music, like tuning into what's going on right now, and then digging from that place instead of like an older place, like just to put something out. Now you're like inspired by something different. Like that type of alchemical mixture is going to set the roof on fire.
Yeah, it's going to be so magic.
I hope so.
It is.
Yeah,
I feel it already.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's building. I was talking to somebody the other day.
So there are good things.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day. It was just funny. This just came up in my mind, like how there's always the joke. There's T-shirt stickers of like, shut up. There's a band on stage type thing. Where I was talking to somebody and we were in agreement. We're like, it's going to be so powerful and loving. Everybody's going to be so much on the same frequency. And there's not any really bullshit that there is going to be to talk about like there used to be. Like
last
being
week at work,
yeah,
dude,
like being at the Fish concert and like, bro, last week this chick was, and you hear the people, and it's like there is a band here that I paid to see. It's just everybody's going to be so much more on the same page, and they're 100%
grateful for the music.
Yeah,
they'll always be chompers.
That's true. There always will be. Yeah, there will be somebody that wants to tell you about their last weekend when you're in the middle of a jam.
Yeah, dude, they're playing Tweezer. I'm excited for all of that too, and the question I asked tongue in cheek, but like really what you said hits home. Nobody fucking knows what's going on. Nobody has an answer right now, we're all winging it. And I think, I mean, in my mind, the way out is through. So like we've got to take these baby steps, and those musicians and fans that are willing to lay it on the line right now and feel okay with it are going to go out and do it. And I support it 100%.
And we always need those spearheaders,
Yeah.
right? We always need those people that are going to go first.
And then slowly but surely their crowds are going to get a little bigger, and we'll feel a little more safe, and then a little more big and a little more safe. And then pretty soon it'll be, wow, do you remember 2020 and how trippy
Everybody's
that
going to be
was?
like, hell no.
I just remember all the awesome music that was created.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. But I forget who I was texting with the other day. Damn it. But we were talking about this very thing. And she was like, oh, it was Christina. She was like, what do you think people are going to say about 2020 when it's over? And I said, you know what? I think that musically speaking, 2020 is going to be named the year that never was. You know, like it just, we had all these plans, and I don't know about you guys, but like we had this great momentum built up, and we were right on the precipice of like breaking out, whatever that means. And and then it's the tires went flat. Yeah. but now I in hindsight and looking back on it, I feel like this reset the stage for how bad do you want it? What does it mean to you?
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And also for me too, like, especially in regards to the show. So like you're talking about your career as a musician, like in regards to the show, Aaron's right. We were like full steam ahead. You know, we were going to these festivals and doing some really amazing content, putting out some great content that I was personally really proud of, and getting to explore new musicians and what they're about. And so now I feel like this reset has been also a really great thing for the show, because it's forced us to be more than just what we were. It's forced us to open up our eyes and our like palette to things that were never before. And personally, I'm grateful for this time that we're not traveling, because last year, like at the end of all the traveling and becoming a new grandparent and everything, like I was so taxed, and I could handle it, of course, but it was a lot, and it was like, it was a bit much for me. I wanted to kind of settle in and get back to family and just be in, you know, like sometimes you're good to be like on the out, and I just wanted to come back in. And it has
got it.
But again, like it's been a really good in, because again, we get to talk to you like this. You're not on the road right now. You are a different musician than we would have been talking to had we talked to you the same
at
time.
String Summit in our camp.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and you have more. And I mean, we are not BFFs or anything, but like just the fact that you have more depth right now. There is more going on interiorly, because you're not like going to and fro. And I feel like that with us too. Like we've been forced to go deeper in ourselves as individual, you know, people on the show, because we're not racing from one thing to the next. Like, what does this really mean? And having you on the show today, really, for me, this is what I love about the show, is getting those deeper questions and being able to joke and laugh with you and talk about serious stuff and silly stuff and all of it. So thank you for helping to reinvigorate our show and our perception of what's happening with the music and the musicians.
So much.
Yeah, no, I super appreciate that, because having you on, just, you're right. Talking about the mantra, talking about going back into yourself, your shadow side. All of us are dealing with it, Michelle.
Well,
Every single one of us.
We were talking about that in the last couple of weeks. You brought it up. We were talking about this. Started out our goal, kind of mission statement of No Simple Road was like getting to know the person behind the musician, and we've been doing that all along. But through this time right now, we are really, like with you right now, we are really getting that person behind the musician.
Yeah.
from home.
I gotta say too, like, just from one human being to another, when all this whole thing started, I had a really hard time. Like, it rocked me, and my reality completely shifted. Like, I would go to an office every day and work, and now I'm at home and I can't leave. And Mel and Apple were leaving to go to work every day. So now I'm not only stuck home, but I'm stuck home alone, you know? And again, my work is now invading my home. So there's no separation between that and my life anymore. It's all just one big jumble. And I was having a really tough time with it at first couple of months. And I have to tell you, Michelle, like, honestly, from one human being to another, one of the things that really helped me was watching your Instagram channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that
For
was
all
why
of us,
that
that's
was one of the
true.
reason I reached out to have you on again, was like,
Also,
wow,
because I
this,
said, why don't we have Michelle on the show?
that too.
Yeah, that too.
But it really helped me to keep my head in the game and to like not slip into that negative self-talk and the fears that I had surrounding everything that was going on, because it was so pointedly positive and on task, and it hit home.
That means so much.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like quarantine, you're just home. I was the same. I was home by myself all the time. So it's like, you know, I'm doing what I can to really try to reach people, but you can't tell if you're actually reaching people because you're so separated from everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means a lot to hear.
Good. And keep doing it, man,
Yes.
because
It is a constant source of, and thanks for giving, like, personally, Melanie, me, like, the strength to look at that just by you talking about it, just to look at things from a different perspective, like those things that we tell ourselves, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at tech, I can't do that. Like, I don't know why we do that to ourselves. We put that's the box that we say that we don't want to be in, but we then sit there and make it
I
all
think it's
cozy.
easier.
Yeah.
It's easier to not try than to like do the work.
Yeah.
So subconsciously we just tell ourselves we can't do it, you know, myself included. And then but in the long run, we're actually making it harder, because if we're the kind of person who's going to try to do it anyway,
Yeah.
that was me.
I was like doing the
Putting
what's the point?
roadblocks.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the point kind of a thing. That's how I was feeling. What's the point of it all? Like, and
Yeah,
that I was stuck,
totally
and
understandable.
still, if I'm being honest, a little bit stuck in that. But you know what? Things change every day. The sun comes out every day, and this conversation is
Exactly.
a bit of sunshine for my interior. You
It
know,
is.
yeah, no, it is. Like, really, Mel, what does it matter? Stop. So thank you again.
It does, yes,
Yeah.
of course. It does matter.
It does
Because,
matter.
and you know, like you said, this time off, though you were on the brink of really breaking through something, but this time gives you the chance to be stronger, and then it's not like you're not going to break through. Things are going to start again, and you guys are just going to be in a better place.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, and the thing that's starting to happen too, this is really great talking to you this morning. It's a great follow-up to our night last night. We had one of our favorite families over. We have not seen them since February when we went to Humphreys McGee.
Wow.
And so we have not seen them, and we are all very close. In fact, I'm sure you saw them and met them along with us last year at String Summit. They go, Jason, Audrey, and their beautiful children came over last night for the first time in almost 4 months.
Yeah.
And we had
Wow,
such
that
a
must have been
good
nice.
time. Yeah, and we're just hanging out outside.
Just a
We had
pure
a
fun
great
time.
dinner together. Yeah, just a fun time. So that part of our life is starting to come back to
Yeah.
what we want. And it was amazing to have that. Whether they were here late, we were up till like almost 1 o'clock, and they're like, we better go home, because you just don't want it to stop. And then now just to
Right.
follow it up with you, we've been wanting to follow up with you for a while,
Yeah, we have.
and the boys and stuff. But it's just really nice to have you this morning to start the rest of the weekend
Yeah.
with our
Michelle?
favorite people back in our lives.
Totally. When
Yeah.
do you have any idea when the album is going to drop?
Well, we finish the most of the tracking mid-August. So so that should be all the instruments, and then we'll just have to do the singing and then the mixing. So realistically, we're going to take our time with this one because we want it.
Good.
It's our first album together. We want it to be really good. So I would say realistically, probably mid-fall, maybe October or something.
Cool.
Perfect time.
Cool.
So very, very unclear at this point, but we're
you
plotting.
guys
So's everything else.
so's everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Right on point.
When you guys do drop it, let us know,
Yeah,
and we'll have you all back on together.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, so we can
Awesome.
spread the word.
We'll get you guys set up with the vinyl. We're gonna press vinyls and stuff.
Oh
so.
my gosh,
shit!
yes.
Right on.
Yes, and send the boys our way if they want to come on. Like, send them our way. Give them our love, and we just like Nick. Oh my gosh, we love Thomas. You guys, again, just when we met you and we saw your playing. It was
the highlight of
it was the highlight of our last year because that was like
no bullshit.
the band that we were just like literally blown away
And like
from.
we said, the band, but also each of you separately.
True.
We got a chance to know each of you in the band kind of separately. That Saturday night when Thomas was at that Honey Dome, hanging out with you guys, and you got on the drums for a little while, and that's one of the things I love about the festival. That was like the stew. It's like, okay, you come up now. Okay, you jump on the kid. Now he's on guitar. That was so fun getting to hang out with you and Nick and Tom. I mean, it was just amazing experience up there.
So before we leave, can you tell us a little bit about your solo trip that you're going to take?
Sure.
I love that you say you're going to be a dirty hiker. I love that you say that in your blog. You're like, if I wasn't a musician, I'd be a dirty hiker going around the world.
100%. Yes. I am jumping on this opportunity because I don't know when I'm going to get another summer off. But I'm doing 200 miles on the Colorado Trail. Starting,
Wow.
I'm leaving on Tuesday, and then I'm gonna do a couple of 14ers along the way because they're just kind of like they're right there, so I might as well just go hike up them. But yeah, just gonna do a couple of weeks backpacking just to feel like I have grown and learned so much through this quarantine that this is how I process everything, like digest it essentially.
That's not a solo hike, right?
It is a solo hike.
What the?
I am
okay,
so
I have so many
excited.
questions.
You know what?
I
want to know when you say 14, you're talking about doing peaks that are 14,000 feet or more. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to go on for an hour, but first of all, do you take a locator with you?
Yes, I will have a personal locator. So if I get into trouble, I can press it, and they can come with a helicopter.
Okay. And then second, are you one of those people that like are down to like the ounce on your backpack?
I go light as possible, but I'm not crazy about it.
Okay. Yeah, I know people that are like weighing their book and like tearing out unnecessary pages in the book.
Wow.
Oh, well, I will do that. Like for my guidebook and stuff, I'm just going to cut out the pages I need, and because I mean, all you're doing is walking. So if that part sucks because of the amount of weight you have, then
then the whole
trip kind of sucks.
I was going to say we're going to have several questions. So you like to say you're going to have a locator, and if you hit that, so you're going on some areas where you have to get permits for hiking these areas, or?
Actually, no.
Okay.
So there are technically, I guess, wilderness permits that you sign as you're walking through. It's basically just a registry to track.
So they know you're out there.
You get lost or something.
Okay.
Right.
Holy shit, man! That's gnarly.
Talk about balls
so
to the
excited.
wall. That is freaking dope, Michelle. Oh my gosh.
Okay, last.
Are you taking
travels
your
with
drum
that.
kit with you? No.
So last silly question about backpacking. Do you take something to protect yourself?
I will take A
Just
knife
say yes now.
and pepper spray. Yes.
Yes.
A knife
For
and
everybody
pepper
listening,
spray.
yeah, don't mess with me.
That's right.
Yeah, a bazooka.
Don't mess with a woman and her trail. Leave her alone.
Michelle, thank you so
Michelle,
much.
Thank you so much. What a fun, great
Of course.
time.
All right.
Thank you guys for having me on.
I'll let you know when this is coming out, and be careful hiking.
Be safe. Have
I will.
fun.
Have
I
fun.
will.
Yeah.
Do all the things that you think you shouldn't do. Do them and have a blast.
Yeah, great advice.
Right on, Michelle. We'll
It
talk
was
to you
so
soon.
good to talk to y'all.
This was nice.
too.
This was a big soul hug for all of us. We love
Yes.
you, Michelle.
All right.
Well, I love you guys too.
All
We'll talk to you
Michelle
soon.
with the mad beats.
Take it easy, Michelle.
Bye.
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 Darkness is wandering along, waiting for a turn in my skin. The waters float on my bones, whisper where they like me to go. My darkness wandering cold, I let it in when it speaks as the wind. Feathers in 7 tones underneath. Stella Jane, you're awake. All your own have flown. All your own have flown. Stella Jane, you're awake. In the company of crows. In the company of crows. Ambient hum lost in my tongue. Tear it from my teeth like the wild ones. Bleeding out like a wound unbound. With roam in the search of shelter. The hunger fear doesn't know. Is picking at the bones. The hunter made with my bow. Stella Jane, you're awake. All your own have flown. All your own have flown. Stella Jane, you're awake. In the company of crows. In the company of crows. Stella Jane, you're awake. All your own have flown. All your own have flown. Stella Jane, you're awake. In the company of crows. In the company of crows.
Awesome.
Oh.
Super cool, man. That's intense. To
I
go, I'm gonna go
fucking
walk
love
200
that.
miles by myself. I'll see you guys later. I'll be
Talk
back in
about
2 weeks.
meditation and getting to
I
be
love that.
one with
Monitoring the
yourself.
whole
That's-
fucking way. I could see it.
Mel's arms are
I want to
swinging.
do it.
Well, I mean, that
Michelle,
her
do you want
and
a
those
partner?
boys,
No, then that's not a solo hike.
I know.
and those boys from Banshee Tree. I mean, that is such a cool group of people
Yes.
that we got to meet, and to hear what she's doing, what you're doing now, Michelle. I mean, you were already amazing, and so are all then to see that, it's like I need to improve. Everybody always needs to see people realizing I'm
Yeah.
awesome, but I can be more awesome. And,
And
wow.
that does stand for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's got more than just a little bit of awesome in them.
Yes.
You just got to shake it a little bit.
So this week on No Simple Road, you learn take a locator with you when you go on a solo hike, integrate your shadow side, you're awesome and you can be even more awesome. What else?
Don't ever let anybody's critique get you down.
Sometimes the critique is actually fuel. So you think about it that way too.
Yeah, you take that critique and be like, ha!
Like, oh really? Okay.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show myself. All right.
Oh, wow.
You guys, we love you.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys, and spending some time with beautiful Michelle. And
welcome
check
back
out,
to the porch.
Yeah, welcome back to the porch. Go check out Banshee Tree, man. If you haven't heard of them and listen to their music, there is a reason why Michelle is in that band. And
Absolutely.
that was not lip service. I mean, we saw some incredible music at String Summit last year, but the combination of the people in the band, meeting them and hanging out with them and then seeing the music that they play, it is unique. It is otherworldly. It is fun.
It is unique.
It is tripped out.
Yeah, I still remember my hug with Nick. Like, he was such I don't even know what, but he was magic. He was soft magic.
Yeah.
And I say soft because like he was just like
Squishy?
not squishy, like
Puffy?
sweet,
Fluffy?
sweet, soft.
And we heard that from several musicians too that said that was one of the standouts to them.
Oh yeah,
at
yeah.
that
We heard that
festival.
several times. So
It's like
it wasn't just us.
it's approachable and a little off the rails.
Yeah.
And crazy and just
We-
groovy.
You know, like when you try to do like, you know, generalities, you look like, oh, they look like they would play XYZ. They look like they would play this. They look at them, you do not know what's coming out of there.
That is
Nope.
Banshee Tree.
You have no idea
know
what's
what you're
coming
gonna
out.
get.
And that's what I loved. It was like, holy shit. This is what?
Holy shit. There's some beauty and stink.
Yeah,
and
so
there's
if you're in Colorado
everything.
and you have seen them, kudos to you guys, because I would love to be able to go to that
every
weekly.
every
Yeah, we're going to go to
week.
church.
Yeah. So stay tuned for more from Banshee Tree over the next few months. And Michelle on her Mad
Yeah,
Beats.
go check out her
But on-
site.
yeah, her
and her
site.
Instagram. She's doing positive stuff every day.
Get
It'll make
inspired.
you smile.
I'll tell you what I'll do. If you go to the show notes, I'll put a link to Michelle's Instagram page and also a link to Banshee Tree's website, so you could check all that out. And remember, everybody, take care of each other. Smile at a stranger. Safety first for right now. Hydrate. Take vitamin C. I don't know. Get sunshine.
And if you're interested, go back to the Northwest String Summit episode and listen to them play a kick-ass live
In our camp.
performance.
Yes.
Like, it is so dope. Their interview is my favorite of that entire thing because of how it took place. So check that out, you guys.
We love you guys. We'll see you next week with more
Love you
stuff
all.
and things. And be safe out there. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Like twist and turn, the mission turn, and it's a journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Family needs has been deferred, and hell of me has been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? One simple road. My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The react is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hi, this is Henry Kay, host of the #1 music history podcast, Rootsland. Come with me on a journey to Kingston, Jamaica, where we explore the world of reggae music and the untold stories of some of the genre's greatest legends. From the ghettos and tenement yards where the music was born, to the island's iconic recording studios. We are so excited to team up with Osiris Media, the leading storyteller in music, because as you'll hear, sometimes the story is the best song.